You're watching Byline Wilmington on CBS 10 WILM. Here's your host, Don Ansell.
We're back. Our guests this morning are three new leaders in New Hanover County: Jonathan Barfield and Jason Thompson, both elected to New Hanover County Commission, and Elizabeth Redenbaugh, the only new member elected to the New Hanover County School Board. And I said we talk about the A word, annexation. It's resurfaced again, forced annexation. The city is studying a new annexation initiative for the Monkey Junction corridor. Mayor Saffo expressed support for this process on this program. Commissioner Thompson, you've been on City Council and now you're on the County Commission. Your take on it?
Well, this is where the mayor and I disagree. Forced annexation is wrong, and I won't get into the reasons I believe that, but let me tell you why it's wrong for the citizens. It is a short-term cash influx with a long-term cash drain, and that's why the city has to do continued annexations. It's to fund the previous annexations. The cost of infrastructure outstrips the cost of revenues, 10 to 1 over a 20-year period. However, we as county commissioners could do something in this county that would make annexation go away. And what that would be simply to redistribute the sales and the property tax revenues more equitably. Right now, 80% of your tax revenues, sales tax revenues, are generated inside the city of Wilmington, but they only receive about 17% of the income. It all goes to the county. So if the county wants to get serious, and I hope that Commissioner Barfield will join me with this, about stopping these annexations, which negatively affects the county, we have to start sharing the tax base a little more equitably with the city and our beach communities also. They don't get a fair shake in this, and I think that's one way we can address it.
So you'd be in favor of changing the rate structure of the sales tax?
Well, right now you have two methods to do it. You can either do it by property tax base or by population. So I know the county staff doesn't want to hear it, but I'm going to open up the discussions, and it may be we cannot do it, but I'm going to bring it to, they never looked at it. We're
so
going to have to look at it.
It's trading land for revenue, basically.
You could look at it that way, but if the city had more of the revenue that it's generating, it wouldn't have to go out and annex the tax base.
Commissioner Barfield, your take on the issue?
Well, I'm definitely against forced annexation. If you look at that area, several years ago, probably 8 or 9 years ago, that was the third phase of the city's plan to annex way back when. I think the second phase must have been the landfall area. And I used to live in that third phase, and when they annexed the Pine Valley area, they had trouble putting in the infrastructure, sidewalks, having a fire station there, and it took them a while to come back to the table with that. The folks in the area don't want to be annexed. I live in the city now. I love the city services that I receive. I love having curbside pickup for my recyclables and yard debris, but at the same time, my taxes have indeed doubled, almost doubled.
But would you be in favor of the plan that Commissioner Thompson laid out?
That I don't know. I would really need to take a look at the numbers and see how it all plays out and make sure that it's going to be in the benefit of everyone. And I understand the city's role in terms of trying to increase their tax base to cover some of their costs, but at the same time it's going to deplete funds from the county. So you're going to make money here, but then take money from over here, and eventually it's going to affect someone some way.
There were some bitter feelings over annexation between the county and the city for quite a while. How much of an issue could moving forward with this annexation effort be with city-county relations, Commissioner Barfield?
Well, I know that if we went along with that plan, the city council would be very happy.
The plan to share revenue?
Correct.
More equitably?
But again, we need to really take a look at those numbers, get the staff involved, and make sure that it's going to be good for everybody.
But if you didn't go that route and the city annexed that Monkey Junction area, do you think it would hurt city-county relations, Commissioner Thompson?
Well, I mean, those things are going to happen because the city is allowed to do it by statute. But I think if we do not address the fundamental issue why the city annexed, in 50 years, the whole county will be the city up until the corporate limits of the beach towns, because it's going to continue. So we cannot do what we've always done, or we're always going to get what we always got.
That's the definition of insanity.
There you go.
What happens if City Council votes in favor of it, and then the proposed forced annexation moratorium is passed in the upcoming legislative session? Dana McComas on this program said that he's very committed to that. Senator Bozeman said she's committed to that moratorium. What happens if City Council passes the annexation resolution?
It will be their last one, because if they do it prior to the the state changing the statute, then they'll be grandfathered. But after that, they can do no more. And that's the way to stop the forced annexation, is to do it at the state level. I'm very happy to hear Representative McComas is on board with that, because in the past, you know, my first year, 7 years ago on council, when we went to the state delegation, we couldn't get them to move forward with anything. So I'm glad that my persistence has paid off.
Do you think the city has put the annexation process on a fast track to preempt a possible vote like that in the legislature?
No, sir, I don't, because this Monkey Junction phase has been going on for 5 years. So it's a long, lengthy process, how you have to do it. But they're certainly trying to get the finishing touches done, I would say that. But the process has been going on for probably 5 years.
And just a brief comment, Commissioner Thompson, having been on City Council, any comments about Margaret Haynes being appointed at Tuesday's council meeting to the seat you vacated?
Well, I mean, I look forward to her contributions. I was a little upset to hear that she wasn't against forced annexation. I was hoping they would put somebody in my seat that had similar views as me, but that, you know, when you vacate a seat, I don't get a voice in it anymore. But other than that, I think she has good qualifications, and I look forward to working with her. And I think, you know, having that unique experience being on the City Council and so close with 6 of those people, that'll really help us at the county as we move forward.
Stay with us. We'll be back with our final portion of Byline Wilmington with our guest commissioners, Jonathan Barfield Jr., Jason Thompson, and Elizabeth Redenbaugh from the New Hanover County School Board. When we come back, we're going to talk about teacher supplements and some interesting conversation that Commissioner Barfield and I had on this program about that. Stay with us.